Tonight, breaking news, the intense close call midair near Los Angeles as a Southwest flight is forced to take action. The jet taking off, then hit with 2 traffic alerts, having to make sudden maneuvers. Passengers saying it felt like a free fall as some were thrown into the ceiling. 2 flight attendants injured. It comes in a week of aviation close calls. Tom Costello with the late breaking news tonight. Ghislaine Maxwell questioned for a second day by a top Justice Department lawyer. What her attorney says she was questioned about. So will she get a pardon for cooperating? What President Trump said when he was asked that very question. The manhunt in New Mexico after a deadly shooting shuts down a college campus during student orientation. Chicago underwater. The late summer storms swamping the south side. Cars flooded, the geysers shooting out of the sidewalks, the mounting travel mess as thousands of delays pile up. As much of the country bakes, 115 million facing heat alerts today. Cosmetic surgery chains exploding across the U.S. Our team digging through hundreds of lawsuits. The patient who says she felt like she was skinned alive after being kept awake during surgery. What the company says about her doctor, an OBGYN surgeon, not a plastic surgeon. And happily ever after, clutching a mop and wearing scrubs, a member of the hospital cleaning staff gets the surprise of a lifetime just before her wedding. We'll show you why this 62-year-old is now going viral. Nightly News starts right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
And good evening. Passengers say it felt like a free fall. Tonight, yet another close call in the skies as scrutiny deepens. Is enough being done to keep flyers safe? The latest, a Southwest flight having to make a sudden maneuver shortly after takeoff from the Burbank airport. Passengers saying they were thrown from their seats, even hitting the cabin ceiling. Southwest saying 2 flight attendants were injured. It comes after a week of close calls, you'll remember, including a regional jet pilot having to take aggressive action when he saw a B-52 streaking towards him at low altitude. We begin tonight with Tom Costello. And Tom, what are we learning about these alerts the pilot got in that Southwest flight?
Tom, this happened at 14,000 feet as the Southwest plane was climbing out of the Burbank airport headed for Las Vegas. A source with knowledge of the event says a Hawker Hunter, a vintage British fighter plane, came dangerously close to the Southwest plane, setting off collision warnings and forcing Southwest to take evasive action. Tonight, a pilot forced to make a dramatic dive mid-air to avoid a potential collision with another plane.
I've never felt anything like that. And I turned to the people that I was flying with, and I was like, I don't want to die. I was terrified. I thought this was it. I thought this is how I go out.
It happened on Southwest Airlines Flight 1496 from Burbank, Southern Cal to Las Vegas. Southwest says its pilots got 2 TCAS alerts, terrain collision avoidance systems, serious warnings that they could soon collide with another plane and must change their flight path immediately. The pilots climbed, then descended, according to the airline. Steve Ulazwis was on board.
That there was this large drop. I want to say it lasted for 8 to 10 seconds. Just complete free fall, was like out of my seat, body out of my seat. People were screaming. Just felt like pandemonium.
2 flight attendants are being treated for injuries. Ulazwitz says he saw one of them.
She looked disoriented. Her hair was kind of all of a mess. And they sat her down at the front and gave her an ice pack.
No passengers injured. The flight continued on to Vegas, where Southwest says it landed uneventfully. It's the latest close call in the skies. Just last weekend, this video from the North Dakota State Fair captured a Delta regional jet banking and diving to avoid an Air Force B-52. And on Monday, an Aeromexico plane landing in Mexico City narrowly avoided a collision with a Delta flight cleared to take off from the same runway. Tonight, Ulazwitz says he's just happy he's safely on the ground.
Tom joins us again live. Tom, quite the moment when that plane landed in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's right. We're told that passengers all applauded the fact that they were on the ground safely and applauded the pilots who came out of the cockpit. And the pilots then were shaking the hands of the passengers as the passengers thanked them. The FAA, by the way, tells us it is investigating. Tom.
Okay, Tom Costello on that breaking news. Tonight, the Justice Department has finished its two-day interview of Jeffrey Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. Her attorney saying she was asked about 100 people who knew Epstein while President Trump today was pressed. Would he offer her a pardon? Here's Kelly O'Donnell.
The president put an ocean between himself and the Epstein files controversy, arriving in Scotland tonight. While in Florida, an extraordinary two-day interview is over, involving Ghislaine Maxwell, co-conspirator of infamous sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who said he is pursuing information about anyone who committed crimes against victims of Epstein. Today, President Trump was asked if he would consider a pardon or commutation.
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
Maxwell's attorney says no offer of clemency was discussed or requested.
Listen, the president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
Notably saying his client opened up about those around Epstein.
She was asked maybe about 100 different people. She answered questions about everybody.
The Deputy Attorney General posted that the Department of Justice will share more about what we learned at the appropriate time. The president tried to distance himself from the specifics of the Maxwell meeting.
She is being talked to by a very smart man, by a very good man, Todd Blanche. And I don't know anything about the conversation.
In a 2010 deposition, Epstein was asked about his personal relationship with several well-known figures, including Donald Trump.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
The White House says Mr. Trump kicked Epstein out of his club for being a creep, ending their friendship decades ago.
Kelly joins us tonight live from Scotland. And Kelly, explain to our viewers, this is both an official and personal visit for the president.
Tom, very much a mix of family business and government business. The president will play golf at his Trump-branded courses and will cut a ribbon with son Eric as they open a second course here in Scotland. And the president says he will meet with European leaders on trade and tariffs. And he predicted today a 50-50 chance of securing a trade deal with the EU. A separate deal for the UK is already done. Tom?
Kelly O'Donnell traveling with the president. Kelly, thank you. We have breaking news now on an overnight shooting at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque that left one dead. Steve Patterson has our story.
Tonight, a suspect in custody after a deadly shooting on the University of New Mexico Albuquerque campus.
We're on the east side, kind of center of this campus. Can you have UNMPD come out, please?
Early this morning, New Mexico police say they were called to the Casas del Rio Student Housing Center where there were multiple gunshots. Inside, 2 victims, one with non-life-threatening injuries, the other killed.
It's just crazy to think, how close that was. My heart drops, I don't want anything to happen to anyone.
Law enforcement closing down Central Campus for hours, telling students to stay indoors. A campus-wide alert warned the suspect's still at large. Central Campus remains closed. Anyone on campus should continue to shelter in place. The shooting comes on the second day of new student orientation. Incoming freshmen staying overnight on campus, this morning locked down in fear.
I'm a parent of a student coming in freshman year. She was staying in the dorms at Hokona Hall when everything happened.
We spoke to Mom Renee Kubler, embracing her 18-year-old daughter Addison after several terrifying hours waiting for word.
We couldn't really talk to the others or do anything like that except text.
This parent's worst nightmare averted.
I'm just very grateful.
It was super emotional. I know it could happen anywhere, but it was super emotional.
Young students now recovering from a harrowing ordeal. Steve Patterson, NBC News.
All right, now to the severe weather rolling across much of the U.S., from thunderstorms to flash flooding and extreme heat. Emily Aketas covering it all for us.
the highway. Oh my God.
Tonight, heavy rains hammering the Midwest and causing flash flooding in Chicago, where cars inch through rushing water. This fire hydrant nearly swallowed as part of the city saw 2 inches of rain in a single hour. In New Mexico, emergency crews are cleaning up from these stunning scenes after flash flooding led to water rescues and swept away this home. The latest bout of brutal weather rolling into the Northeast and wreaking havoc at airports. Ground stops due to thunderstorms in Boston, New York, and Washington, D.C. A stark contrast to the glaring sun that baked some 115 million in heat alerts earlier in the day.
Very hot, very sweaty. Sometimes their mental status is a little bit altered.
Calls for heat-related illness inundating New York's first responders.
You're seeing more calls than ever.
Yes, and we're also seeing more calls that have life-threatening emergencies.
While concerts in New Jersey and Maryland were outright canceled, cooling tents and additional medics will play a critical role for bikers at this fundraiser for cancer research in Charlotte.
We have got more ice than we have ever ordered before.
Emily Aketa joins us live from LaGuardia. And Emily, we saw it there in your report, but still pretty bad when it comes to travel.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. The thunderstorms are adding to those travel headaches already today. More than 7,500 flight disruptions across the country. A third of the flights here at LaGuardia have been delayed as major airports across the region are dealing with hours-long ground stops, Tom.
All right, Emily Aketa for us. Now to disgraced former Congressman George Santos, who reported to a federal prison today to begin serving a 7-year sentence for fraud. What he said just before heading into lockup. Here's Ryan Nobles.
Tonight, former Congressman George Santos begins his life as an inmate in the federal correctional institution Farrington in New Jersey. Santos, never one to avoid the spotlight, bid farewell to his supporters with a final ex-post showing him blowing a kiss with the caption, "I may be leaving the stage for now, but trust me, legends never truly exit."
7 years in
Santos admitting he's not prepared for life behind bars.
I don't know that I survive it. I'm not a streetwise guy. I don't know how to fight.
He was forced out of Congress in disgrace, becoming only the 6th member of the House of Representatives to be expelled by his colleagues.
You guys got to get out of my way.
It came after a scathing ethics report marked the end of his short-lived but outsized political career.
Thank you for having me. My name is George Santos.
Within days of his win, press reports began to emerge, revealing Santos was not who he claimed to be. From his past business career to his education, and even something as trivial as a fake stint on his college volleyball team. As the pressure mounted, Santos remained defiant.
I will not stand by quietly.
But soon, the lies about his biography quickly morphed into a criminal indictment. Santos chose to plead guilty to a long list of charges.
I know that my actions have caused disappointment, frustration, and a loss of faith in me, and for that, I'm truly sorry.
And tonight, Santos on day 1 of a more than 7-year sentence. Santos spent a lot of time publicly begging President Trump for a pardon, but ultimately admitted that pardon was not going to come. Tom?
All right, Ryan, thank you. In 60 seconds, our investigation into cosmetic surgery chains. The disturbing allegations our team found reviewing hundreds of lawsuits about procedures like liposuction and tummy tucks. What we found. That's next. We're back now with cosmetic surgery chains rapidly expanding nationwide. Growing with them, the number of lawsuits over aggressive sales tactics and lax medical standards. Aaron McLaughlin has our story, reported in partnership with KFF Health News.
When Erin Schaefer lost 100 pounds, she had surgery to remove excess skin at the national cosmetic surgery chain Sonobello.
I remember as I got off of the operating table, I looked over and I saw a huge piece of skin. The first thing I thought was, I was just skinned alive.
That surgery eventually landed her in the emergency room with a life-threatening infection.
I realized, wow, this could be it. Very scary at that moment.
In that moment, you realized you could die.
Yes.
Remove stubborn fat permanently. Schaefer says ads like this are what led her to Sonobello, which advertises fast results and uses lidocaine for pain, keeping patients awake for surgery. The company says that's because it's safer than general anesthesia. The local anesthetic is a common option for some cosmetic surgery. Schaefer says her first procedure, liposuction, went okay. She even messaged Dr. Manuel Herrera that she was doing great. But when she returned for the second surgery and he started to cut into her skin,
the pain that I felt was just unbearable. And I said, hey, you know, I'm really feeling this. And he says, you're doing such a wonderful job. Just hang tight. I started crying and I said, please stop. I said, I can't do this anymore.
Did he stop?
He did not. He said, just take some breaths, let's turn on some music.
Schaefer says it wasn't until after she was sick with a severe infection that she learned Dr. Herrera is not a board-certified plastic surgeon. He's a board-certified OBGYN surgeon who took Sonabello's 6 to 8 week unaccredited training program on liposuctions and tummy tucks. Sonabello says the program is rigorous and is transparent with patients about surgeons' qualifications.
I trusted that he was a plastic surgeon. I mean, he was at a plastic surgery center.
Schaefer is now suing Sonabello. The company has denied wrongdoing. Her lawsuit, among more than 200 against cosmetic surgery chains, reviewed by NBC News in partnership with KFF Health News. They include allegations of disfiguring injuries and more than a dozen deaths. Some allege the chains often exaggerate potential results and put profits before safety. Does Sonabello put profits over patients?
No, it does not. We put our patients first.
Dr. Robert Centeno is a medical director for Sonabello. Dr. Herrera directed NBC News' request for comment to the company. So we asked Dr. Centeno about the pain Erin Schaefer says she experienced.
While she may have had a situation that was uncomfortable, there are many different approaches we can use to get a patient comfortable when they're not having a good experience. As Dr. Herrera did, starting to use talk aesthesia and coaching through the procedure.
We also asked him about patient complaints made to the Better Business Bureau. There are at least 13 complaints in which patients reported feeling excruciating pain. Can you think of any reason why a surgeon would not stop performing a procedure if asked explicitly by a patient?
Well, to answer your question, 13 over 300,000 patients that have undergone this procedure. It is not, unfathomable that 13 patients would have a negative experience. That's really not the norm.
Stick your head in. A year later, Erin Schaefer says she's still recovering physically and financially.
Unless it's life or death, I don't want to have any procedure because I was so close to death. I was so close.
And with that, Erin joins us now live. Erin, we know these clinics are expanding nationwide. How can patients protect themselves?
Experts say, Tom, if you are considering one of these procedures, make sure you consult with a doctor, not just a sales rep, before making a decision, and ask about your surgeon's qualifications.
All right, Erin, we thank you for that. And we're back in a moment with a massive fire in Virginia today after a car exploded. Police still not sure why. That's next. We are back now with a video of a strange car explosion in Virginia. Look at this, the car exploding in Arlington earlier with the fire spreading, damaging 3 more vehicles. The fire department said they put that fire out quickly and that nobody was injured. Fire marshals are still investigating but said it was not suspicious. Out west, a strip mall was gutted this morning after a fire broke out near the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus. The Clark County Fire Chief said 125 people were called to respond to the 3-alarm blaze. At least 8 businesses were destroyed and a post office branch. Thankfully, no injuries reported there. All right, when we come back, the surprise that will make your weekend. The 62-year-old bride showered with love, now going viral. Finally, there's good news tonight. A hospital celebrating the love of one of their own. Marissa Parra with more on the emotional surprise for a 62-year-old bride.
It was indeed the surprise of a lifetime for Sheila Williams. Surprise! Wearing scrubs and clutching a mop, the 62-year-old was ready to clean a spill. But the beloved member of this Winter Park, Florida hospital cleaning staff was instead swept off her feet.
This is for me. We love you!
Swapping her scrubs for a veil, the bride-to-be walked into a real-life fairy tale.
She kept saying to us, is this a dream? You can't fake the genuine reaction that she had.
Colleagues Hannah Heisdorf and Kayla Lightbody helped orchestrate the bridal shower break room surprise.
We had so many people come in on their day off.
She is just such a joy and such a bright light on our unit. Since she's been here, she greets everybody with a smiling face, and oh my gosh, she's just truly a wonderful, deserving individual.
That raw, pure gratitude touching the millions of hearts who have now seen it around the world. Now even hotel and airlines offering to shower more love for the blushing new bride.
All right, auntie.
Today, Sheila married the love of her life, Terry.
Congratulations.
Her story reminding us all that life's greatest moments are the ones you share with those you love. Marissa Parra, NBC News.
Congrats to the new bride. That's Nightly News for this Friday. I'm Tom Llamas. Thanks so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.